Shall we begin?
Welcome to the Happy MonsterCast. I'm your host, Scott Marchand Davis of Happy Monster Press.
Let's begin now.
This week on the Happy MonsterCast, the Legion frees Henry Alline and then embarks on another liberation mission in Charleston. Previously on the Happy MonsterCast, the Continental Army has formed the Legion of Liberty, a unit of superhumans fighting for freedom from the British Crown. Elijah Allen, Master of Mind Control. Artemis Crow, Invisible Assassin. Hadanoit, the Wampanoag Swamp Monster. Clara Washington, Super Soldier. And Nubbins McGregor, who can turn you into a rat or punch you through a wall. The preacher Henry Alline has been replaced by an imposter who is preaching peace in Nova Scotia, but the Legion is ready to free the real Alline from captivity. All right, let's get this show on the road. So, last week, you were sent to Halifax to foil a plot by the Order of the Seventh Circle to keep Nova Scotia from joining the revolution. They've identified a key player, an evangelical preacher named Henry Alline, and substituted their own superhuman in disguise, who's running around preaching against war and pro-Britain. So your mission is to rescue the real Henry Alline from the Halifax Citadel, which is unfortunately really, really tough. So you have developed a plan, basically.
Oh, right.
So Pet Know-It is going to Seagull cruise missile into one of the Ready magazines.
Love it.
As a distraction. While Invisible Artemis and visible but in disguise and ready to puppet Elijah go in to get the guy out with Nubbins and Clara as outside backup. Did I miss anything in the fiendish plan here?
Makes sense.
Fiendish?
Hey, if by fiendish you mean fiendishly clever.
Integral.
Did you
Lots
say
of
that?
Moving parts.
Did you say that me and Nubbins were going in? Because I think
no.
No, we're outside.
Oh no, right. You and Nubbins. That's right. That was the plan. You and Nubbins are going in British uniform.
Okay.
Yeah.
To help Invisible Artemis get through the gates.
Right. So the idea is that we'll get into the guy in the holding cell. You could transform him into like maybe a mouse or something. But if that doesn't work, then we're going to talk our way into like escorting him out if we can.
Yeah, sort of a prisoner transfer from a certain cell block number kind of thing.
Exactly.
If all that doesn't work, then it's the dive bomb distraction.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm Ronnie. I can do that.
What do you mean
All right. So first things first. We need a shape change other roll from Nubbins here.
All right. Opening Foundry.
Yep.
There we go.
Incidentally, in the beta version of Savage Pathfinder that I now have, the shape changing other people is now an add-on power to the shape change power. So they did throw that in there. Okay, you're definitely not untrained, so you need to roll your shape change skill.
Oh shit. Okay, skills. That's why. It's like, wait a minute.
But I will also correct that so it works. Shape change other actions and effects, skill, shape change other. Okay, cool. So yeah, that'll actually work now. Okay, yes, you.
Oh my goodness!
You have converted Petanoid into a seagull.
Mine?
I do like the salt motion, like the guy dropping the salt motion.
Salt Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Nubbins and Artemis, I need an invisibility roll with +2 for concentration.
Okay. Oh,
A good thing you have the +2.
yeah.
Oof.
Better be my
Okay, so
last
that
roll.
so you're invisible. Okay, Nubbins and Elijah, what is your plan for bluffing or persuading your way through the gate?
Initially, start with inspecting, being told that we need to inspect the prisoner.
Okay, well, for the outer gate, that's the plan.
For the outer gate, we would just kind of go act routine like a soldier would be going.
Yeah,
through the gate.
nonchalant. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, just moving around with the sort of movements and ranks. Yeah.
So give me performance rolls at +1.
Performance or persuasion?
Performance, because you're trying to impersonate an officer.
Gotcha.
Actually,
Right,
Nubbins, I'm going to give you a +2 because you were a gray coat, so you've got more experience with the British military than Elijah does.
nice.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go in untrained because I don't have it.
Same.
Okay, so an untrained at +1 and an untrained at +2. Yeah, you're fine. Nubbins is all over this.
Trying to roll it, but I'm having issues on my end. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna want to Benny that.
No, you're not, because you cannot Benny a critical failure.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
Oh,
Lordy, no.
I'll give you your Benny back.
Okay, thanks.
There you go. All right, so you're walking through the gate, and let me see. I got to think about what's an appropriate critical failure here. Okay, so you walk through the gate, and you're not very far past it when you turn to Nubbins and not nearly quietly enough say, "That was a lot easier than I expected."
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
I think I am overconfident or something too. So.
Should I sort of like play along and like brush off my shoulder and be like, oh yeah, like that stain from like the cow shit, the cow manure the other day. Oh, that was awful. Like I'm so glad we were able to wash that out. You know, and like I'm sort of like playing along, like dusting my shoulder.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll as the guards are kind of staring at the two of you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna look sort of like I'm gonna look a little deranged, but like definitely like sincere, and then I'm like, oh yeah, like that was awful and gross. Like, you know, 2 white horses rolled in the mud, kind of like.
Would you like to Benny that?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Good lord, you guys.
This is absurd. I love it. All right, one more. Much cleaner.
Hey, there you go. Yes.
Much cleaner.
All right, so that they kind of look suspicious. But they turn back to their posts, and you make your way up the causeway to the
Oh no.
fort.
Hey.
And so you arrive at the cell, and there's a guard in the guard room. What are you going to do now?
Now we would transition to we've been given orders to inspect the prisoner. We believe maybe he's been hiding some sort of contraband.
All right. Make a persuasion roll. However, before you do that, I will remind you that activating your empathy can help you sell this.
Okay. All
So
right.
you want to make an empathy roll.
Yeah,
first.
I'll do that first. There we go. Roll. It's not terrible.
With the +2
Also
for
not
concentration, you're good.
Okay, cool.
I'm
Then
assuming
persuasion?
that you activated it going in,
Yeah, I'm going to be going in.
and then persuasion.
Okay. I'll take it. It's not bad.
Yeah, you sell that, and they're like, right then, keys are on the wall. And then they go back to their dice game.
Okay.
There's
All right.
3 guys in there, and they're playing for pennies, basically.
All right, we'll go ahead and just nonchalantly move forward.
Okay, do you want me to distract the guys playing dice by chance, or would you rather I stick with you?
No, you need to stick with me because you need to transfer him into something
Gotcha.
else when we get in there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
You
So we're just
go in
going-
there,
Mhm.
and you find Alline in a cell by himself. He looks a little worse for wear, but not particularly injured.
Okay.
He sort of
We're here
looks up
to,
at you dully.
look, I'll tell him someone's taking your place in the streets, pretending to be you. We're here to get you out. And I'll do like a
It's,
motion.
What trickery is this?
All right, I'm just going to move forward with the plan. Nubbins.
We don't have any patches or markings we can sort of flash at him and be like, to sort of verify who we are.
No, that sort of would defeat the purpose.
Yeah, because we're in disguise. Okay. No, but it's like a Harper symbol or like little like logo or something we can like pull out of our pockets. Like, yeah, gotcha.
There's also no guarantee that he's actually sympathetic
That's
to
true.
the colonies. Yeah.
Also true.
We'll get him out. Worry about it later. Transform him.
I whisper and remind them that, hey, if he puts up a fuss, just turn him into a mouse and we'll put him in our pocket and walk him out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the plan. All right, Nubbins, do your thing.
All right.
All right. Shape change other at -1 because you're already maintaining the power to pet know it being a seagull.
Oh,
And you really don't.
Nice one.
Yeah, but that's really not going to be a problem. All right. So he's suddenly a mouse. And now I need you to make an athletics roll, both of you, and Artemis, because he immediately scampers away.
Oh, God.
Crap.
You goofballs.
Hold on a second. So
What the fudge and chocolate dessert?
I don't know.
Okay,
what
I'm
happened.
pretty sure you got him, Nubbins.
Okay. Yoink. No, you're coming with us.
You're probably used to this.
Yeah,
Yoink.
This is your wheelhouse.
it really is your wheelhouse. Yeah.
Nubbins the mouse catcher.
Mhm.
Kind
All
of like
right,
a
so
Pied Piper.
You tuck him into your cartridge pouch, because you've got a latch on that to try to keep him in place,
Yep.
and
Is
then
there
you make
any-
your way out.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, is there anything in this room, like a coat hanger or anything of the sort?
In the cell,
Mhm.
there's a small wooden stool, and a chamber pot and a cot.
Okay, we'll just leave it be.
Ew, leave the
Ew.
chamber pot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're gonna leave it be. I was gonna maybe create a makeshift body, but that's okay. We'll worry about it later.
Okay,
So
so,
we're gonna
you head back out,
Mhm.
and you are able to leave with Alline. So you get him back to your
Nice.
inn, and convert him back into a human. And he's quite startled, and he says, "Well, I thank you for my freedom, sirs, but I'm not exactly sure what's happening here."
We'll catch him up on what's been going on about the guy impersonating him on the streets and how he needs to correct that if he wants to save his name.
That is a dreadful sin. But can you tell me what this man has been preaching?
Wasn't he preaching against the colonists essentially? And
Oh,
Yeah,
he's-
he's a loyalist.
Let's keep Nova Scotia out of the war.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll fill him in on that.
No, this man is an imposter, and that is a grave sin. But I cannot argue with his preaching. I too believe that war is destructive and a tool of the devil, and there is no reason for Nova Scotia to enter the war on the side of these rebel colonists. And what is your interest in this anyway? As redcoats, I would assume that you would be in favor of Nova Scotia remaining as part of the empire.
Of a man of much like religious learnings, can I appeal to his perspective and maybe change his mind?
I'll allow it. Make a
Sort of like a
persuasion
duty to
roll.
God.
Okay. Persuasion. That pop up. Yep.
All right, let's see how he does on his. Let's see how he does on his spirit roll here.
This is important. I might want to try it again. Or
all right, well,
yeah, I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna try it again.
You get to Benny it before I try.
Shoot,
that's
I'm
not
gonna do
better.
it again. I should have kept the 4.
All right. Well, let's see how he does here.
Please fail. Yes.
Wow. Nice.
Louder.
There may be merit to what you say, sir, but my convictions in this matter are strong. I believe our Lord said to love his neighbor, and I cannot reconcile that with going to war. But I will not say that your cause is unjust. So I will not transmit that to my flock. And again, I thank you for my freedom. And I will be on my way.
We didn't need anything else from him, right? As far as the assignment was concerned.
Yeah, you were kind of hoping that he would flip on the British, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So,
is there anyone else in the party that can appeal to him in any other angle?
Well,
he seems pretty firm in his convictions.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the other guy is still walking around looking like him, though, right?
Yes. But presumably the genuine Alline, that's for him to deal with.
Okay.
In a world where there are people with superpowers, the idea that there's a shapeshifter who's copying somebody's identity is not that exotic a concept.
Well, I'm just wondering if it would maybe we would want to unmask said shapeshifter and then cast doubt on the real Alline, saying, well, how do we know he's not a shapeshifter too?
Interesting point.
Look at all of these guys walking around saying this stuff. Bunch of damn shapeshifters for the British.
Yeah.
And if the British, if there's that much conviction to stay out, then they might turn, the public, just for having been duped, might turn against the idea of staying out. And so they may yet come in on our side.
Okay.
Yeah, through like an odd sort of dumb luck, yeah.
Especially if we spread that rumor, especially if we try to plant that idea in the gin houses to say, look at the British. They think Nova Scotians don't have the fight. They think they can just, sort of trick you into sitting on your heels the whole time.
And being submissive, yeah.
Let's definitely
We've got a day or so to spread those
it.
rumors, and you do so, and it will have to see if they bear fruit. And then the fishermen sail you back to Boston, where there are orders waiting for you. So the war is going well. The northern colonies, with the exception of New York City, are all but secured, and so most of the fighting has shifted to the south. And you're surprised as you're encamped in North Carolina to find an orderly saying that General Washington wants to speak with you.
Mm.
We've had a lot of wins lately, so maybe this is for congratulations.
So they
Promotions.
there you go. So he ushers you to the command tent, and Washington's inside. Lieutenant Allen, gentlemen, lady, it's a pleasure to see you again. I have a mission of a rather unusual nature for you.
That seems to be our specialty, it seems.
Indeed. He holds out a rather fat purse to Elijah.
Ooh. I give it a shake.
It's heavy, and there's a lot of coin in it.
Nice.
Make a common knowledge roll.
Okay.
All
Just
of us?
him or all of us?
Just him. Actually, no, you can all hear the coins clinking. So yeah, everybody can make a common knowledge roll.
Oof. Well, not too bad.
Okay, so Clara, you recognize the clink as gold.
Nice.
And
it's a different ring.
Yep. And Washington says, inside you will find 200 pounds in gold guineas. We've had word from loyalist defectors of a powerful superhuman slave going up for auction in Charleston. The British hold the city, but if we can purchase this slave, we can add him to your ranks in the Legion as a freedman. It is imperative that the British do not learn of his abilities and purchase him themselves. I can provide transport either by riverboat and coasting vessel into Charleston or overland with horses. It's entirely at your discretion, Lieutenant Allen.
So the guy is up for sale?
He's going to be up for sale soon, yes.
We'll free him by any means necessary.
Yeah. A minute to counsel with my group, sir, if you don't mind.
Of course, Lieutenant. My orderly will show you to will return you to me when you've made your decision, and they show you out.
We accept. Come on.
We absolutely accept.
Free him.
If we don't do this together, I'm leaving and I'm going to go do it by myself.
That's right.
I agree. The only question shall be, do we want to do it by sea or by horse?
I think by sea. The quicker we get down there, the quicker we'll be able to make the purchase.
Okay. That's everyone's vote. Then we will go.
Faster the better. Let's go.
So the orderly hooks you up with provisions and a local riverboat captain who sails you down to the coast and then connects you with a smuggler who smuggles you into Charleston. And as you sail in, you pass Sullivan's Island, the site of your battle a few years ago against the British under the now somewhat disgraced General Charles Lee. And you reach Charleston Harbor. So they pull up along the pier and you're able to disembark.
Okay. What's the air? What's the temperature in the air? How does everyone react around us?
Well, Charleston's a fairly decent sized city, so a merchant ship, a smuggling ship coming in is not that noticeable. It is also pretty heavily occupied by redcoats. So there's British all over the place, including some naval vessels that are pulled up at the pier as well. And you passed a few more naval vessels on the way in.
Okay. All right, let's just keep our heads down, go to our next destination.
All right, so how do you propose to determine what that destination is?
Do we have a good description of this slave?
You actually have a name.
I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah, Archimedes Lawton.
Good name.
Thanks.
We could just ask around at inns or whatnot if there's going to be an auction or any sale anywhere around here.
Go ahead and make persuasion rolls.
Wouldn't that be on a schedule? Like, I would imagine that a slave auction would be fairly well advertised.
Like second Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard to find out. Artemis kicks around a bit and digs up the information. And as it happens, there is an auction planned at the jail the day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Is there a list of who will be auctioned?
Advertise what?
Apparently, there is a list available at the jail.
Okay.
Right.
I feel like we should get the list of the individuals that will be up for auction, and if possible, I think we should find out who is going to be representing British interests, and if we can get him drunk or hit him on the head or whatever happens to the scales in our favor, I think we should do that.
So that one's going to be a little bit more.
Sorry?
Yeah, go ahead. You're not above a little cheating, is what you're going to say?
I have a
Not
question.
cheating, persuading, and maybe even a little bit of bribery to see if he'd be willing to, word that, but just to see.
Okay. So first things first, let's get you all to the jail. Who's going to the jail to get the list?
I will easily be going.
Okay. Anybody else going along?
I will also, because I want to poke around, because one of the other things that we could do is to bribe the jailer to maybe hold back Archimedes, or maybe like sell them to us up front off the auction block for a little, bribe the jailer. We might not even have to go through an auction.
Okay. So Elijah,
that gold he gave us, how much is that in this time period? Is that like more than we have?
200 pounds is a lot.
Okay. I'm just trying to get an idea of how much.
Yeah, let me get a flavor of that for you. But
yeah, like how much is an average healthy male slave? 20 pounds or something?
No, a little more than that, but yeah, not that much more.
Okay.
So we don't want to go splashing that around willy-nilly.
Yeah.
No.
And if we have like mountain, then it should be pretty easy to pay our way through this.
How many slaves are up for? We should figure out how many individuals are up for auction.
Yep. So all right. So you're at the jail now, and what you can immediately see is there are a whole ton of loyalist militia hanging around. Okay. So for perspective, ballpark numbers. I just need to get to one more conversion here.
Okay.
I convert pounds to dollars. So 20,000 pounds 200 pounds in this era is roughly $50,000.
Did you say 15 or 50?
50.
And that pounds equates to the gold that we have specifically? Or is the gold worth more than
gold
pounds?
Guineas, you sometimes can get a little bit more. You can get a little bit more for them rather than paper money because people like to have gold more.
Okay. Well, let's use the power of the gold itself to bribe them over.
And it also occurs to me that in order to avoid tipping our hand about our interest in this one particular one, we might have to buy a couple of other slaves as like sort of camouflage, and then take the whole lot of them out.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just buy the list that we have, the grouping. They're gonna be together.
Okay, so you're here you're in front of the jail, and there's a ton of colonial militia kicking around. What's your move?
Reason it out.
Just we're going to move nonchalantly.
Okay.
Approach.
So you guys walk up to the militia here, and they cross their muskets in front of the door and say, "What's your business here, gentlemen?"
We hear there's going to be an auction in the coming days. We would like to examine what's for sale for the coming bid. Is the jailer about?
One of the guys raps on a nearby window. "Sergeant, more buyers here." And after a couple of moments, door opens, and there's another militiaman inside with sergeant stripes and says, here.
Okay.
Here's the bill of the auction, and hands you a piece of paper, and then closes the door and disappears.
From glance at the paper, how many people we're talking here? Is it very descriptive?
It's not a large number. It's a total of 10 slaves who are to be sold. 6 men, 3 women, and 1 child.
Okay, what is the price compared to how much money we have?
And they lay out. Well, it's an auction, so the price is going to be determined by bidding. And they lay out descriptions of the various individuals. There's no mention of any of them being superhumans, but one of them is identified as one Archimedes from the Lawton estate.
Okay.
Is there a base price? Usually there's like some dollar amount like below which they won't sell, kind of thing.
Yep. There is a starting bid, but that will be determined by the auctioneer on the day of the auction, which is tomorrow. And for perspective, an able-bodied slave in this era would be typically between 50 and 100 pounds.
Okay. When the door was open, did I get a peek in there? I mean, are there a lot of guards inside?
What you saw inside, there wasn't a whole lot to see. There was a corridor with doors to the left and right, and you didn't see any additional guards in there, but you couldn't see very much of the area. You did see a prison cell further in with a bunch of white people in it, so it doesn't appear that the only people in there are slaves.
Can we bribe the jailer to inspect the goods, and we can pretend? I mean, there's only 10 people, but we can pretend to look at all of them.
You could give it a try. You've got two people there.
I'll lean over to Artemis and be like, "What do you want to do? Do you want to push it? See if we can buy these people wholesale before the auction?"
Yeah, I mean, I think if we can get in and inspect them, we can at least ask. I mean, that's the kind of conversation you don't want to have standing on the doorstep.
Right. All right. I'll bang on the door.
Well, there's 2 guards there standing there. Sir, unless you have other business here, I'd ask you to depart.
So I reach into my pouch and I take out a silver penny, and I kind of roll it across my fingers and say, I'd really like to get a look at these slaves before I make any bids. Isn't there any way we could get a little peek inside? Check the horse flesh, so to speak. I'd be most grateful.
And he sort of looks askance at you and says,
"It's a thirsty day. You and your men could probably stand."
Oh, we'll have none of that here, sir. I'm going to escort you out.
I'll reach back to Artemis and say, "Oh, hold, Fred," and I'll say, "Might we just have another talk with the sergeant?"
I'm afraid I'm going to need to escort you off the premises.
Are there 2 guys here?
There's 4.
Which ones are guarding the door? All 4 of them?
Yes. And there's, a whole bunch nearby too.
Okay.
So this guy basically, is walking you down the path again. And as he does, he says, pass me that silver and come back at 8 p.m.
So I, do so very discreetly, tip my hat and I say aloud, or I say 8 o'clock it is, and then say a little bit louder, well, you can't blame the fellow for trying. And then off we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So who's coming back at 8?
I will as well.
I will too, but I'm trying to decide if I should come back invisibly so that I can slip away and maybe have a quieter conversation with Archimedes. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I think we should get in and see what's going on first. Get a better lay of it.
I guess I can always try to break in later. Okay.
Also,
great.
Nubbins, we could have him I don't know, mouse some people, right?
Oh yeah.
We could always, if something happens, mouse some of these people and take them out with us.
Yep, that is also a possibility.
So we should bring him with us.
Right. Okay. Well, and also while we're inside, well, I'll come to this in a minute, but this plan might involve teleportation. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe this will all go easier without any hijinks, but probably not.
Probably not.
All right, so yeah, me, Artemis, and Nubbins. We're going.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I should be there.
That's probably wise. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think technically they'll recognize my Freeman status from Massachusetts. Just a guess.
We surely don't want any complications, nonetheless.
No. All right. So you guys arrive back, and the same guy is now lounging over by a tree. And he says, the night sergeant's what comes over to greet you and says, the night sergeant's a little bit more easygoing, but it'll cost you a guinea.
And I say, whoa, look, at this stage we're going to look. I mean, if we're going to do any early bidding, that's a pretty steep for a look, don't you think? Unless that guinea's going to be shared up between you and
Sarge makes the rules, not me.
There was a time when an honest man could do an honest. Well, I understand the risk.
Oh my God, you cheapskate! Paid the man a guinea.
Well,
I said telepathically.
You always haggle over a bribe. Always haggle over. Okay. So, all right, fine. We do so and come on in.
Okay, so he ushers you in, and the sergeant and two of the guards accompany you as you check the place out. So the way it seems to be laid out here is as they walk you around. They take you over to this side first. All of these people up here appear to be various sorts of criminals and the like. There are, at this end, these people are 3 women and what looks to be maybe a 12-year-old boy. And over at this end, there are 6 men, and they point them out versus their the bill of sale here. And this one here is they point out as Archimedes.
Okay. How many guards are in here with us?
Right now, there's 2 wandering around with you.
Okay.
And there's probably another 20 or so outside that you know of.
Mm-hmm. Might we have some privacy to talk to them on our own? I'll flick him a gold coin.
I don't see why you need to talk to the livestock.
I flick him a gold, and I say,
just make sure they're
just to make sure that they're well of mind as well of body.
There'll be plenty of time to peruse the merchandise at the auction, sir. We don't want any funny business.
Does he seem to be the one in charge as opposed to the 2 out of the 2 guards?
No, there's a guard and a different guard, but not the one that you bribed already, and the sergeant are ushering you around.
Okay, and the sergeant's one saying these things?
Yes.
Okay, I want to puppet him.
Just a reminder, you will remember this.
Not if he's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna have.
Fair point.
I'm gonna do it. I'll have him start drinking or something, and I'll try to play it off.
No.
And then fall down dead in a ditch and drown accidentally.
Okay. All right. You've puppeted
Wow.
the sergeant.
Mhm. All right. I'm gonna have him tell his.
Well, actually, technically, I need to make a spirit roll for him. Not that I think he's going to fail. But not that I think he's going to beat a 10, but you never know.
Never know. Yeah.
Savage rolls happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've totally got him.
Awesome. I'll have him appear that he's changed his mind, and then suggest his other guard friend they go to the other, go out, have a drink.
Sarge.
At the other end of the jail.
So they head back over, and you hear a door open and close.
Okay.
So we call Archimedes over, and motion the other slaves to back up because we want to inspect this fine specimen from the Lawton estate.
He doesn't look all that cooperative. And he just kind of sits at the back of his cell and looks at you.
We'll whisper, we're here to help you. We're here to get you out.
Okay, so he's at the back of the cell. Everybody else there is going to hear that. Is that what you want to do?
Well, I'm in the cell. Who all in the cell is with him? Just one other guy?
There's one other guy in the cell with him. There's a cell next door. If you're whispering loud enough for him to hear, at a minimum, 3 other slaves are going to hear it, and possibly some of the criminals across the way.
Well, let's.
All right, I'll restrain. Yeah.
Okay, so I say to him, so Archimedes, they feed you pretty well at the Lawton estate?
I have nothing good to say about Mr. Lawton.
So I kind of look at him and turn my face away so that people can't see, and I wink.
Make a persuasion roll at -1.
Okay, persuasion.
All I can say is that a wink from a stranger is pregnant with possibilities.
Yep.
It is, and that didn't.
He's not sold though, unless you want to Benny it.
I am going to Benny it.
That, on the other hand, so he comes over to the bars.
Okay, and I go up and quietly. So we're right close to him, so he can hear and the other people can.
So he says, Mr. Lawton?
And I say, don't know Mr. Lawton, but I know a powered individual when I see one. We're going to get you out of here either tonight or tomorrow during the auction. We'll go a lot quicker with your cooperation.
Says, I'm not going anywhere without my wife and child.
What's your wife's name?
Marie.
Also in the auction?
Sorry, my wife is Minerva. I want to get her, my sons, and my mother Penelope. They're not in the auction, but just between you and me, if you're willing to fight, I can get you to the plantation.
Huh.
We're willing to do whatever it takes.
How many of you are there?
There's us 3.
No, sorry, not there.
Two more outside. We are a powerful fighting force.
If you can get back in here, then I can get you to the plantation, and if you can fight off the overseers, we can make our escape. They watch my family close, though. They know what I can do.
What can you do?
I can open a door between 2 places. A door that can stretch for miles.
why? Never mind. I was going to ask why he didn't use his power, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
His family's captive.
Okay.
That is typically how they dealt with that kind of situation in the era in this world. Is it's one thing to have an individual with superpowers, another thing if that individual can be controlled by means of controlling his family.
Okay.
When in doubt, capture Lois Lane.
Exactly.
Can you attest for the character of anyone else in this jail cell or this jail?
All these men are my brothers. If we can take them with us, we should. But I can only gate from my own cell. So you'll need to get through the door somehow.
Okay.
And if you can open the lock, I would want to bring my friends here with me. And the folk at the other end too.
Okay. So here's, I think, what we're going to do. I think we have the sergeant here puppeted, right? So we are going to open these gates, and we're going to put all of you in chains, one long chain gang. You, all the folks that are in this cell, the folks down at the other end, one chain, and we're going to walk everybody out because the auction is canceled. We have done a pre-purchase, and we're going to give enough gold to the guards outside that they won't question the argument. It'll be a nice tip for them outside. We're going to walk you all a good distance away, and then we're going to, get everybody free. But here's the deal, Archimedes. When we go, our plan is to make you free, make you a freedman, so that you can fight for the revolution under General George Washington. If that suits your conscience, then we can proceed. And if you're not willing to fight for freedom for our nation, then we're going to walk right out this door.
If you can free my family and make us safe somewhere where they're free from the slave hunters, you got yourself a deal.
Second, Artemis, he said he could create a door. Perhaps we can create a door in this jail to teleport everyone to another destination.
And can you create that door, and can we all go through it?
Yes.
Or is it just for you? Okay.
No, I will. And when I open the door, you could drive a small wagon through it.
All right.
We should go with this plan. It'd be a lot easier convincing all these soldiers that we're taking them out.
Absolutely. So I misunderstood your powers.
What about them white folk across the way?
White folk.
All the criminals in the other cells.
That's why I asked about the character of these people you were locked with. Can you discern the criminals from the people wrongly in prison?
That I cannot do, sir. Them white folk don't socialize with my kind.
All right, leave it to me. I'm gonna do my mind reading on these people and go through while we start to unchain and just try to discern who is a violent criminal and deserves to be here and who is an innocent that's captured.
Okay, so question: how are you going to open the door?
Well, doesn't the sergeant have the keys?
You'd have to go fetch him to do that, though.
Don't you have lock picking or something?
I do. It's thievery.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need time to.
If you can get back in, though, it might be wise to wait until them folks is mostly asleep.
Okay. Right. So we can take the sergeant.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me still do my mind reading thing or my empathy or my mind reading before we leave, so that we can know who to bring out.
Yeah, go ahead and make the roll.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna Benny that. Oh shoot! I should have just pushed it on the thing.
There you go.
It's a little better.
So most of them seem to be common criminals. There are a couple who are in prison for speaking out against the British.
So my thoughts of how to get back in is Artemis, you can just stealth back in, and then you could tell him it's time, bust him out, and then, these other people as well. And then only the ones that I put down as being innocent versus criminals.
Scott, is there a window at either end of this hallway?
The only windows are in the front.
Okay.
Can a rat go through?
Maybe.
That would, yeah. Actually, that would be so. I'll come in as a rat, and then after some certain set number of minutes, just de-ratify me. I'll turn back into a person, and then unlock some doors.
Okay. Is there anyone else in our crew that's handy at breaking doors down? I mean, semi-quietly.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't
we
know that
just
anyone else
shoot it?
has thievery. I don't know that anyone else has thievery. Shooting it is definitely not quiet. You're going to wake up all the criminals for sure in that case.
What do you mean by opening?
How many criminals are we talking about here?
I'll take that as a no. All right.
Well, okay, so I have to say, if all the criminals go running, that would be a distraction too, right?
20 criminals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, so if we...
So what if we offer them their freedom as long as they cause a ruckus?
I think that's a better plan. Because if we create the doorway and lead our slaves out through the doorway to back to our lodgings, 10 miles away or whatever. And then we just let the criminals run riot as they break out. And in the confusion, nobody will know that we stealthed away.
Well, one small alteration to that.
Yeah.
I would suggest that the other end of that tunnel not be our lodgings, but be a field somewhere, so that should somebody follow us, they don't end up where we are.
Yeah, good thinking.
Okay. I'll go with you just in case you hit a hitch in any of this endeavor.
I mean, I sort of feel like we should set the criminals free first, then get the slaves out.
I think we should do it the other way around, because once the slaves are out, then setting the criminals free, that'll be their distraction, because theoretically, everything will be nice and quiet. If they start breaking out, then all these soldiers will come charging in, and they might see us going through the magic portal.
Yeah.
Are you going to stop the criminals from going through the magic portal?
Yeah, just...
Well, we don't have to open it until we have everyone freed, right? And maybe we could close ourselves in one of those cells and use the door in the cell. That way they can't get in.
Yeah, and basically, as soon as I'll be the last one through the magic portal, and as soon as I come back through, and we'll just our communities close that portal. So all of our captives will go through the portal, and I'll go around and unlock the cages for the criminals. Say, fly, be free, and then I'll dash through the magic portal, and then that's that.
Yeah, we can make the portal inside the cell that Archimedes is already in.
Right.
I mean, I guess we have to go pretty late when everybody's asleep, right? That we'll have to kind of wait for.
Nubbins is going to weigh in here. Are you sure those criminals will be down with a bunch of slaves escaping?
Yeah.
Good question.
I mean, if there's a way to, I don't know, does mind control extend to putting everybody else to sleep?
It could, but there's a lot.
I can make the fight awesome, and I don't know if I can do so many roll. Yeah, I'd have to do a lot of people at once.
So we're relying on a bunch of people being asleep, right?
Yeah.
We can pretend it's like a jailbreak, just let the criminals feel like that's going to be the case, and then have the people we're going to rescue in the one cell, and then while they're doing their thing, escaping, we can just leave.
I mean, why can't we make some distraction outside of the jail and set the prisoners free?
Yeah.
Are any of the criminals more high level?
No idea. You weren't able. You were. Oh,
Yeah,
so your mind read them. Yeah, there's definitely a wide range of scum and villainy.
Nice.
You also didn't actually see in the 2 rooms either, so you're not sure how many guards are inside the jail.
Yeah, I suppose the idea of creating a diversion outside to pull them away would be the best thing to do. Maybe someone can light something on fire, like a adjacent building.
Actually, Scott, one of my new powers is Witch Sight, which is the ability to see through objects. So I could look through the walls at those doors. Could I? At those rooms? Huh?
Yes, you can. And
ooh, good power.
Hey,
so this one is empty. There's 4 guys in this one, including the puppeted sergeant, who, by the way, had a large ring of keys at his belt.
Okay, well, can you tell him to come out and like place the keys someplace prominent, like hang him up on a hook or something?
You have to command him verbally, but yeah, you can go over to the room.
Okay.
I mean, do we want to do it now or right before we try to have this happen? Because I don't want the keys to be hanging and somebody say, "Hey, dude, why don't you have your keys on you?"
He might be conspicuous if you leave him puppeted for like an hour.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was gonna.
I mean, unless you get him blind drunk and have him pass out.
Yeah, that was my intention, was to have him drink
Yeah,
himself
I thought
silly.
that was the
Okay,
plan.
so he's been drinking a lot, but he seems to have a pretty high tolerance too.
Man.
So maybe we should just do this right now, and just
With
tell
everybody
him,
awake and stuff?
well, yeah.
I don't know. So how many people were there besides him? There were 4 guards, you said?
There's 4 guards in the room. There's another like 20 guards outside. There's about 20 criminals in the cells across in the back of the jail, and then you have the 10 slaves.
Well, I mean, how long could it take for us to just unlock doors, right? I could go in, get the keys from the sergeant, come out, and then start unlocking the doors, mainly with the people that we want innocent first or save first, have them huddle in the cell, and then I'll keep unlocking the other criminals' jail cells and just assume that they'll create some sort of diversion and we can get the hell out of here.
Let's tell them if they're all being led outside to be executed.
The criminals?
Yeah. So yeah, why? So if they say, "Why are you unlocking the doors? What is this?" We'll say, "You're all to be shot," and that'll stir up the ruck.
So you're gonna unlock the slaves' doors first.
Okay, so I think the plan is we'll unlock the slave cages one by one, put all of the slaves in the same cell, and when everybody's in the same cell, we open the magic door, and they start leaving. Then we open the other criminals' doors and say, "Okay, now that you've seen us do this, we have to kill you all," and that's when they'll make a big ruckus to escape.
Or we can just tell them. We can tell them
not
that
even there.
We
I'm
can tell them
not supposed
they're
to be here today.
We can tell them that they're to be executed at first dawn. This is their only chance for life.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to go and get the keys from the sergeant.
Yep.
And then once we have that, then we're going to wedge this door.
They're all kind of looking at you like you're a crazy person.
I would have him come out.
Okay,
and
so
then
you're gonna have him come out, and then
I'd rather not do this around a bunch of guards.
And then he goes back in, closes the door, and starts drinking. Now you have the keys.
Okay, so immediately I would go to.
I am going to put us into combat rounds.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm not even there. What are you guys doing starting this?
This is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to work out perfectly.
You oh, you better run. Okay, that's fine.
No,
this is going to be
how
hasty.
this goes.
Okay, so when he gets the keys, where Artemis, where are you?
when he gets the keys.
Yeah, so because that's where we're all going to start when we get into combat here.
Okay, I'm already down here because we're going to gather up all of these slaves.
Okay, so you're down there
I'm
waiting.
muting myself, or I'm going to yell at y'all.
And so Elijah's going to go over there, and presumably Nubbins is going to go over there too.
No, I'll tell Nubbins. I'm like, if anyone comes through the door, any guards rushing through, animal them, mice them.
Okay.
You're on mice duty.
And because the sergeant is puppeted, he's going to be fighting for us.
Yes. Okay.
If that comes to that, I'm having him just go in there and drink. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put him on separately, though. So far, he's just been ordered to drink. So we roll him, though. Okay. So Archimedes is first up. He's just waiting for you guys to do something. Elijah, you're up next. So
Okay, I got the keys. I'll start opening the doors.
Okay, so you're gonna. Which cell do you want to open first?
This is right here. Is one of the innocents in front of Artemis, right? One of the people we're going to take out.
Yes,
slaves.
That's the child.
Okay. All right, I'll do that one first, and then I'll just make my way down with the next two. Are also.
Okay. And so one of the guys over here yells, "They're stealing the slaves!" Look at that! They're stealing the slaves!
Well, hey, it's not his turn to do anything yet. He can't yell.
Yelling is a free action.
Yelling is a free action. Good to know.
I'll hand the keys off to Artemis, and I'll go over here and puppet one of the guys adjacent to him.
Okay.
All right.
Get him to punch himself. Ugh, idiot.
All right, puppet. Roll.
That's good enough to activate it. Let's see if he resists it.
I'll take it.
You got him.
Fantastic.
Not color coded.
All right, he changes his tune immediately. He says, "Oh, they're taking him out to pasture. They're going to execute them." Oh, and have him wide in the corner.
But you have to tell him to do that.
Can I whisper it so it's not like a
we're taking him out to pasture.
You can come over. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
you can
I'll be over here to yell, and yell something like, "You guys want to be next?" They're going to steady up for the firing line.
Okay. So a ruckus ensues. Artemis.
So is this door already unlocked?
Yes, and this kid runs out.
Okay, and I tell him, go down to the end to my friend down there and wait.
So he goes down to Nubbins.
Okay. So then I come down here and
he doesn't get quite that far because he can only go 6.
Okay. I'm gonna do the next door here.
Okay. Door pops open. This person's on hold and also goes running out.
Okay. Do I have enough actions to do the next door as well?
I'll say you could move and open another door.
Okay, so I do that, giving each since speaking is a free action, I give them all the same instructions.
Yeah. Okay. So they're all running down the hall now, and all the criminals are yelling at various things. Nubbins is going to hold action.
Mm-hmm.
All the prisoners are running up to the gate, the bars, and yelling.
No boy.
Attica.
Another fine mess you've gotten us into.
And the one you puppeted is going, "They're going to kill us all."
This is going perfectly.
Everything's according to plan. Everyone, calm down.
No, don't calm down. We want a ruckus. Get him out there.
Sergeant continues to drink, and his rather confused comrades come busting out the door.
So So I say to Nubbins, tell him it'll be okay. Tell him to relax. All according to
with his hand on them, just mouse them at the same time.
That's a lot of people to mouse.
No, not the prisoners, the guards.
That's a lot of people to mouse. You got 7 guys in the hallway now.
Oh gosh.
Maybe
see. Hold off on the mousing.
Ooh, just do a couple. Scare the crap out of them. What happened to?
You mouse when you spiritual goes in a hole, you release him.
Nubbins is going to disobey orders.
Oh boy.
Okay. Damn it, Nubbins. You'll be court-martialed for this.
And since he's not here, and I think this would be fun if it happened, I am going to Benny this.
Oh.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Nice.
Nubbins reaches out with his fists and he just punches. And there is a blast.
Oh my gosh.
That comes off of his fist. And it blasts out at these guys. They are all distracted. And I'm going to make a group strength check for them. And then I'm going to roll 2d6. Okay, so they are blasted back out of the door.
Oh, nice. That's quite a power.
So they are blasted back to here. And they are also distracted. That would be Havoc, ladies and gentlemen. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight as we go into round 2.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Everyone, don't worry. This is going perfect. So
this is going to work. I feel so good about this plan.
And the sergeant continues to drink.
Nice. What were you doing when all this was going down? I was drinking. Seems like a good answer.
A voice in my head told me to drink. What can I say?
You know how they got a little devil and a little angel on your shoulder? It was all devil that night.
Yeah, no, this Massachusetts accent, though. I can't know what to explain. Oh, my gosh.
All right, good one, everybody. You can follow Happy Monster Press on Facebook as Happy Monster Press, at our website, happymonsterpress.com, Twitter as Happy Monster PRS, or follow the podcast on YouTube, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, iTunes, or Google Play Music. The Happy Monster Cast is part of the Savage Worlds Media Network. This game references the Savage Worlds game system available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings and unique characters, locations, and characters' logos and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. All other content is the intellectual property of Happy Monster Press. Background music is Ice Cold by Jason Shaw.
Oh, for sure.